Hello, my dudes. It is I, your homeboy, the prodigy of procrastination. Now that I am sitting at an incredible 38 subscribers, I have reached the point that every YouTuber reaches. I have decided that you all need to hear my opinion. Now, don't worry, you aren't going to hear my opinion on important things like politics or whether or not you should wear your hat backwards or forwards or 45 degrees to the right. No, I am merely going to share with you my opinion on silly, unimportant things. But Marshall, I hear you all ask, you already said you wouldn't talk about politics. Oh, what a funny joke I have made. Anyways, today's topic of unimportance is fast travel in video games. Fast travel is a method used in video games to enhance a player's experience. If you don't know what it is, its name, fast travel, is really quite self-explanatory. In open-world games, fast travel allows a player to instantaneously travel to another location on the map, typically a town or a base or any important landmark. The purpose of this is so that the player doesn't have to walk across the entire map that they've walked across on several occasions. It's a nice way of making things take less time. So using Skyrim as an example, if you get a quest while you're in Riften that requires you to do a deed in Markarth, you probably don't want to travel across the many swamps and forests and mountains along the way. So, you open up your trusty dusty map, move your cursor over to Markarth, select fast travel, and voila! You are immediately in Markarth. Well, after you wait through the loading screen, of course. Although, with some games, it would be quicker to actually make the whole trek to wherever you want to go than wait for it to load. But really, that's fast travel in a nutshell. Now, lots of people have different opinions on fast travel. Yes, it makes things easier for players, but for this very reason, many people consider it as a feature that takes away from the immersion. Personally, I have a somewhat separate opinion altogether. While I agree with each of these, here's what I think. I think that fast travel, while it is a good way to save time for a player, can also create an excuse for developers to put a lot less effort into the worlds they create. Recently, I've been playing a couple games that use fast travel. One game in which I hardly used fast travel, and one game in which I found myself almost constantly using fast travel. I've thought about this, and I think I've figured out why. While one game does travel very well, the other is somewhat lackluster in this category. Starting with Just Cause 3, I found travel to be very enjoyable. This game is a very big map, but it makes up for that by having a ton of different ways to traverse it. This game has all kinds of vehicles. There's this jet, this truck, and this tank, and this car, and holy crap, look how fast that is! This boat, this other boat, this slightly bigger boat, and this plane, and wait a minute, is that a train? They did it, boys, they did it. We got planes, we got trains, we got cars. Anyways, this game has so many vehicles and they all go so fast. Really though, it's fantastic. This game really knows how to make travel fun because not only are there all these crazy fun vehicles, but you have this beautiful, incredible, just fantastic wingsuit. This is what really just makes travel fun in this game. Yes, all of the vehicles are fantastic, but this is fantastic. There is something so incredibly fun and satisfying about soaring through the sky, grappling along the ground. When you glide, it just feels so smooth. Everything about it is great. And it's not slow, and there's really no restrictions on it. It just feels so fantastic. The first thing you think when you're flying through the air over some cars is, roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads. Back to the Future. You can take so many shortcuts. It can be so much faster and more fun than driving. However, driving can still be a great time. It is so much fun to get into a car chase whilst driving past army bases, shooting their tires and making them flip over, feeling like the Winter Soldier. It's fantastic. So, if you get tired of wingsuiting, which will happen as you'll get tired of anything after a while, you can drive around in a really fast car, fly in a jet, or even drive a boat instead. Really, overall, I pretty much never use fast travel when I play this game because there are so many fast, or at least fun, ways to travel around. That is something that you don't always find in video games. Like this game, for example. Alright, everyone, so right off the bat, let me just say, I really like this game. I know that this is a very beloved game, but as I said at the beginning, this is my opinion. And so, prepare yourselves. And halt your fingers from commenting before hearing me out. Actually, go ahead and comment. Really, I'm in no position to be turning away commenters right now, good or bad. Back to the topic of Skyrim. This is a very fun game. I honestly really like it. But this game does not do travel well. Traveling in this game is so friggin' boring. Sure, it's occasionally cool when you're walking around and a dragon flies out of nowhere and suddenly you're in an intense, all-out battle of life or death with a terrifying giant lizard monster with wings that breathes fire. And holy cow, that's fun! Other than that, though, there's not much to do when you're traveling. Sure, there's the occasional passerby. Sometimes you'll find a giant camp or small cabin in the woods, but for the most part, there's really nothing to do. Dragons aren't even exclusive to the wild. It's also fun when they attack cities and towns and you have to fight them off to defend the citizens. And then the guards decide they should help you out because they are so helpful. And then they run in front of you and get hit by your arrows, and all of a sudden you're fighting the royal guard and the dragon. But I digress. The fun part about this game is in the cities and the caves and the camps and the prisons. The world outside is just boring. And unlike Just Cause 3, there aren't different ways of traversing it. You can walk or you can ride a horse. And let me tell you, 9 times out of 10, you don't want to ride a horse. Come on, just walk. Just walk. That shouldn't be prohibiting you from walking. I just want you to walk. Come on. And it's not just the fact that it's slow. If Skyrim was filled with settlements or enemies or even other travelers, maybe even other adventurers on journeys similar to yours, but the journey still took just as long, that would be fine. In fact, it'd be great. But the problem is, this game makes you walk and sometimes run for a little bit before having to wait for it to cool down through an empty environment with nothing to do but look at it and occasionally fight off some wolves. Sure, for the most part, it's a beautiful environment, but if you don't give players anything to do in that environment, there's no point. I'm not saying that there's nothing to do in Skyrim. That wouldn't be true. I'm saying that there is too much empty space between the fun things that you can do. This is why I used fast travel so much in this game. As long as I'd already discovered a place nearby my destination, I could fast travel there and make the journey to my destination from there. It saved me a lot of time, so I wasn't holding the left stick forward with one hand, browsing Facebook with the other, and occasionally glancing upward to see if I needed to change directions. That is honestly how a lot of my experiences of traveling were in Skyrim. It was boring, so I started using fast travel, and while Skyrim excels in so many areas, this is truly one of its flaws. Overall, I don't want to say fast travel is a bad thing, because even in a game like Just Cause 3, where travel is both fast and fun, you're still going to have moments where you just want immediate satisfaction. That's just life. Sometimes you're in a hurry. But that doesn't mean that developers shouldn't bother with putting effort into their environments. If there's something cool there, people won't want to use fast travel. There's no point in having an open world without having anything cool to do in it. No Man's Sky! Open world games are what's in right now. That's what everyone is making. But time and time again, I see so many games doing it wrong, and it's just sad. You have all these beautiful, huge environments with nothing to do in them. Hopefully these developers start getting a clue. Every once in a while, a game comes out that does it right. And hopefully we'll start seeing more of these in the future. Granted, I really don't think any of those developers will be seeing this video anytime soon, so something else will have to change their minds. Anyways, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of this weird format. I didn't write a script for this part, so goodbye. Hello, people of the world. It is I. I'm back. Let me know what you guys think of this, because I'm not sure how I feel about this yet. There is a sketch-ish video on the way. It's in progress right now. I don't know. This is just something I've been thinking about for a while, so I was like, hey, I'm gonna make a video about that, because it's something that interests me and that I think people should talk about a little more. So, yeah, that's me.